Come with me to a grocery store in France as I try to recreate fall culture here in Europe for my boyfriend who's not familiar with such American traditions. Because yes, fall, autumn is a season, and France is gonna be a lot colder than where I'm from in Southern California. So technically, they kind of have fall more than we do, but to us, fall is a culture. And a culture where it's in some levels almost actually a religion, except I don't have the Church of Trader Joe's. And you may say, well, it's just canned pumpkin, it's not going to be that hard. I've been living in Europe for 3 years now, and as an American, you find yourself constantly surprised by the things you don't find here that you're used to and never thought about, and things that you do find here that you never would have imagined. Canned pumpkin, I'm not so optimistic. And if I cannot find it, I will have to invent. Cans! Yeah, this is the canned food aisle in France. It basically looks pretty regular. But they have paella in a can, and you can buy this duck product. And okay, this isn't exactly the place where you go looking for canned pumpkin, but I thought that I would check and see if there were other options because I knew I wasn't going to find it. So I thought maybe like some kind of soup or something. But this has 30%, and these all look promising. I don't really like pumpkin soup though, but I wanted to know what was what. And I like chestnuts. I tried chestnuts for the very first time when I lived in Madeira. Chestnuts roasting on a fire. And so I didn't find what I was looking for here, so I went to go look at the canned goods and maybe in the other side where the sweetie fruit stuff was, and I couldn't find anything there. But I thought apricots might be kind of fall. And these are squash that are kind of expensive, to be honest with you. And I will explain why, my personal reasons for not getting the butternut squash later. And these are Egyptian. They call them Egyptian potatoes, sweet potatoes. And they also had some kind of frozen option for soup. That's just what their seasonings look like. I don't know. What isn't France like interesting? What it would look like? I would be curious about what it looked like before I came. And this is what I ended up with. Something that I had hoped was going to be reminiscent of mascarpone or some kind of cream, but it just turned out to be sour cream. An extra fin dure butter. It's the shape of butter and has a photo of butter, but I don't know what any of those words mean, and my translate wasn't working. And I can only assume that farine de blé is wheat flour. I'm going with photos and faith and an Egyptian potato, a sweet potato. And this is the best I could do after all the contemplating and wandering. They don't ask if you want a bag, because if you want a bag, you should have brought a bag. You gotta be careful about what you say, because I was walking back to the boat and this girl saw me carrying all these things to my boobs, and she was like, hey, do you want a bag? In French. I didn't really understand, but the gesture I came to understand, and she gave me free samples. So this is the port of Le Havre, where Monet famously was inspired to do his painting Impressions, Sunrise. And I got to see it, and I study art history, that's why I know. And doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo, on the way home to my boat. It's not really my boat, but this is where I live. Boyfriend! What? Are you home? Yeah. I'm making autumn. Autumn! I'm making autumn!
Autumn?
Fall!
Autumn? Fall?
Yeah!
What's fall?
Exactly! That's how it is for Europeans and Latin Americans. You guys don't know. To you guys it is a season. I am American. To us it is a culture. And though I am in Europe and I don't have Trader Joe's, I will make you fall. You will understand autumn.
Autumn? Yeah, of course.
No, but it's different because they don't have canned pumpkins. So I have to work super hard now to try to bring the flavors of fall. I'm talking about culture.
Oh, butter? You have butter, huh?
Yeah, I'm bringing stuff to make fall.
Okay, I'm analyzing our Yanmar to change the propeller.
Oh, yoo-hoo!
Because of the fall.
I thought it was the impeller.
No, the impeller, yeah, sorry. Yeah, the impeller.
See, I pay attention.
Yeah, very much.
Okay, I failed. It does not look attractive. It does not look sexy in the lighting and colors to make you look at this and think, oh, yum, I want to eat that. But you know what? Apricot sauce is not a sexy thing in the first place. Neither is getting it on your hand and trying to film. But I had the best of intentions. I tried. I did it during the day so there would be lighting. And this, I don't believe in measuring or following recipes. That's why I can't really bake. But that, I know I don't have an oven. But there's more to being good culinarily. Hey, look at my Dutch cinnamon, kaneel. If you're interested in Holland or the Netherlands or anything like that, we did a whole series because we lived there for 2 months this summer where we learned how to sail. And the Dutch are very nice, and their language is funny. They have a funny language, or it's not aggressive like other languages, but when it's written, it looks like a Wi-Fi password, and it's very confusing. And I made a bunch of little pancakes because my mom makes me little pancakes. She would make me little pancakes, and then I gave up and started making big ones because look at all that batter. It's so much batter, and this isn't sexy either. And I think that I could have made this part look better if I had waited for it to not be scalding, but this is just what it is.
I'm gonna use a clean plate. Okay. Do autumn.
I'll do the autumn, okay? Incredible, baby.
You're doing faking. I'm gonna take. You know what? You're lucky that energy is a very finite resource and I don't have very much of it. Otherwise, I would take all of autumn and shove it up your ass. But you can't buy a can of pumpkin in France, apparently. They don't can pumpkins, and I can't go get a butternut squash and then peel it and roast it and
very buttery
puree and do all of the things.
Very sweet.
And before you think me lazy for not buying the whole butternut squash and then taking the half an hour to peel it and cut it, or maybe even longer than that, our oven is broken and we have one knife and it is this big, and I fear it would not survive a pumpkin carving.
It's everything. It's very, very good, baby.
You don't deserve autumn treats.
It will grow my teeth very much.
Okay, I will admit, yogurt was a mistake, but it came out very tasty, suspicious, a little bit confusing in flavor because of the apricot and the sweet potato, but it went well together and it was good. And I know he looks like he doesn't like it, but you know what? Those pancakes disappeared in the middle of the night, so obviously they weren't that bad. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And seriously though, comment. Don't leave me just yodeling into the void. Do you like Trader Joe's? Are you American? Do you even know what Trader Joe's is? Are you European and you have no idea what I'm talking about? What this crazy, silly American girl is going on and on about? Or Latin? I included that. I want to know. I don't have canned pumpkin. It sounds dramatic, but with canned pumpkin, okay, you can make coffee creamer, you can make muffins, you can make pancakes, you can make, well, we don't have an oven. You can make a lot of things that I won't even bother doing the research to find out what those things are because I don't have an oven or canned pumpkin.